Ahoy there, mates. Edward Bright at your service here. A number of you have written and asked information about me pistol. This here be an English sea service pistol contracted by the Queen of England for the English Navy in 1756. Upon close examination, you can see the tower mark, the crown, and the arrow, indicating that it was contracted for the English Navy. It's based on the Dragoon pistol, very similar. The lock plate and a belt clip have been added to make it slightly different than the Dragoon. The mechanism here as a whole is known as a lock, often manufactured by the same people who made the locks on the door, thus the name lock. Here be the stock and there be the barrel. All together, lock, stock, and barrel. I'm sure you've heard these terms before. In order to fire this pistol, you must first bring it to the half-cocked position to clear the pan. You've heard of not going off half-cocked? That's a very important safety feature. You should be able to rest the half-cocked weapon on your trigger finger with the weight of the weapon, and it should not fire. This is important because now we're going to proceed to load powder into the weapon to make it ready to fire. I use my powder horn because the military with pre-rolled paper cartridges, paper is hard to come by, so I prefer to use a powder horn. You pour a measure of powder into the pan, and then you would close the pan to keep your powder in the pan. So we close our pan, and this will retain the powder into the pan. Now, you never want to pour powder straight down the barrel of your muzzle, because you have no idea how much powder is in there, and you can blow yourself up. So you always use a powder measure. Here I have a measure for 100 grains of powder. It is recommended that you use approximately, when you start off, with whatever the diameter of your bore. So this being 68 grain would be a good starting place to find out what works best for your particular weapon. Once we have filled our measure, then we pour from the measure into the barrel, never straight from the horn. So we pour our measure of powder down our barrel, and the barrel is now loaded with powder both in the pan and in the barrel. This is again very important why you do not wish to go off half-cocked. Now I have pre-cut some patches of cloth, and I would place a patch over the end of the barrel, hold it in place, and the patch is to hold my shot tightly in place to form a good seal. So I have a 68 caliber ball, and we'll take the ball and seat the ball down into the patch and get it started well. Once it's started, I'll pull out my ramrod and seat the ball and the patch firmly down on the powder, tapping it in until it's tightly packed in place. This not only holds my ball in place, but it also holds the powder in the muzzle. So now I'm ready to travel. I can clip my weapon back onto my belt, and I'm ready to go. Now when you're ready to fire, withdraw your pistol, bring it to the fully cocked position. The small flint in there is sharp. This is what Indians use to make arrowheads. It'll strike off a small spark of steel off the frism, opening the pan and dropping the spark into the pan, hopefully lighting the powder in the pan, which will light the powder through the flint hole, lighting the powder in the barrel, and firing the pistol. If it doesn't, that's what's known as a flash in the pan. So here goes. And there you have it. Lock, stock, and barrel. 68 caliber. Good day.